来，各位观众，今天非常荣幸的邀请到前 NBA 球星，绰号第4节先生的 Isaiah Thomas。Isaiah, welcome to our show.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
We know that you're in Taiwan for the NBA Rising Stars Invitational. So what would you like to see in these elite high school players?
I would like to see good teammates, most importantly, see who's got the talent, who's coachable, who likes to work hard, all those little intangibles that you need to go to the next level. That's what I would like to see. And most importantly, those men and women out there competing. That's a lost art in today's game, is just always competing and trying to win and trying to be the best.
So you're not a highly recruited prospect coming out of high school, yet that didn't stop you from becoming an all-star in the NBA. Do you have any advice for high school players that may be overlooked right now, but are aspire to one day play at the professional level?
The biggest advice is just the belief in yourself. You got to believe or else nobody else will believe. I think that's very important, especially like when you're in high school, like you got time. You got time to continue to progress and get better. Everybody kind of puts pressure on themselves to want it right now, and it doesn't always happen like that. And if you continue to keep working and keep getting better each and every day, putting you in position to be successful, and that's what it's about. And then when you get your opportunity, taking full advantage of it. Because if you don't take advantage of your opportunity, then no one's going to be looking at you. And that's the most important thing.
It's all about the slow grind.
Slow grind, thank you. That's all it is.
So where you get drafted often determines the kind of success you may have in the league. And it's not often that a second round pick get to make the final roster, let alone the last pick in the second round. The last pick of the second round, bottom of the depth chart, all the way to a starter in less than one season. How did you do it?
Just by continuing to work and like staying the course. Like obviously I wanted to be a higher draft pick. I wanted to play right away, but that wasn't my calling. That wasn't my journey. I've always been counted out since I was little, just by being the smallest guy on the floor. So it wasn't like anything that was new to me. When I was put in those opportunities and put in those positions, all I would do is like trust my work. I know I prepared the right way. I know I prepared mentally and physically. I just had to get somebody to believe in me and give me a chance. And, you know, to be drafted last to the Sacramento Kings, like I'm super appreciative for the Sacramento Kings giving me my chance, because that's all I asked for. Whether it be the first pick or the last pick, it was somebody giving me a chance to go out there and take advantage of my opportunity. And throughout my whole journey, that's been what it's been. It's been counted out, it's been doubted, it's been against all odds. So anytime I step into those rooms where I'm against all odds, I'm comfortable with that. It's always been, and I've been able to overcome those obstacles. And that's what I always try to, tell kids to this day is like, it's not about where you start, it's about where you finish.
Yeah, the one thing I remember the most from that season was in your second start, facing Kyrie Irving, the first pick in your draft, and you dropped 23 on him. That was crazy.
Once you get drafted and you start the league, like nobody cares about where you were drafted. That's just for everybody else. Like once you're drafted and in there, you're just another one of those players, and that's what it was about. And then to fast forward after that game, 5 or 6 years later, me and Kyrie get traded for each other. Like the first and the 60th pick. So like in the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't matter. It's just really going out there and getting the opportunity and then taking advantage of it.
So you mentioned previously on the Knucklehead podcast that Stephen Curry was the first player to give you the business when you entered the league. Could you please elaborate on that? Because there's a lot of Curry fans here in Taiwan, especially on my channel.
I'm going to elaborate that I gave him the business too. So, so it wasn't just but he was one of those guys, everybody who match up against him is tough. Like he's arguably he is the best shooter ever, one of the best scorers ever, super talented, and just a tough cover overall. And the best thing I can do is, on the other end, make him play defense as well, So it's hard. No way you can stop Steph Curry. You just got to be able to slow him down, and you pray that he just misses his shots that night, or you're in for a long night.
What made him so difficult to guard, and what adjustments did you make?
Yeah, have you watched him play?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what makes him hard to guard.
Okay.
So right when he steps in the arena, you have to guard him because he could shoot from anywhere. We've never seen anybody be able to shoot at that level, not just like, running off of screens. He has the ball in his hands doing that. So we've never seen a guy be able to do both at the highest level. So he's just a tough cover, and he's a guy that never stops moving. So that's another thing that I think people take for granted is like he's in the best shape possible and he never gets tired. And if one of the best scorers in the world, the best shooter in the world never gets tired, it's like, how are you going to stop that?
And we know that you're from the city of Seattle, and that city had produced many basketball legends. Jamal Crawford, Jason Terry, just to name a few. But the one player you bonded the most with was Nate Robinson. Talk about the impact he had on your career.
He had a big impact on my career, especially growing up. Like, I was years younger than him. I was going to his high school games. I was following in his footsteps. And then obviously once his career progressed in college and the pros, it was obvious for people to compare us because we were the same height, but we were totally two different players. But we became really close friends and someone that was a mentor to me and someone that helped me throughout my career, especially early on, and giving me a chance. Like, if Nate Robinson or any small guy doesn't play well in the NBA, it messes it up for smaller guys after them. So like, those guys paved the way for me. Nate Robinson paved the way, and he's one of the best basketball players that ever played a game, and I definitely followed in his footsteps.
The one video I remember between the two of you was the training clip of you guys practicing in UW. That was the one I remember the most.
Yeah, those was like the early stages of the grind, of the slow grind, and it's crazy. We've been going, back since 2009, 2010, me and Nate Robinson of doing those things. And I hear that a lot, though. A lot of people always, when they mention me and Nate, talk about those videos that they used to watch, and it's always good to be able to inspire people from, across the world.
Your 2.5 seasons in Boston was nothing short of spectacular, going from a six-man all the way to an MVP candidate, even claiming the first place in the East. So during that time, who was your favorite teammate? And do you have a best story with him?
Stories are tough, but Evan Turner is one of my favorite teammates I've ever had. We played on Boston together, and we had a friendship before we made it to the NBA. So I met him back in high school. We competed against each other at the top All-American camps. And then we did a couple photo shoots together in high school at 16, 17 years old, and they happened to be teammates 10 years later. And it's a full circle moment. He's one of the most outgoing teammates I've ever had. Talks his mind, but overall, like, not only a good teammate, like a good friend, and that's what's most important. He's someone we had always late night conversations, not just about basketball but about life, and someone I will always call a friend before a teammate.
So if you were to build a team right now around you to try to win a chip in the NBA, who would you pick as your teammates? You as a starting point guard.
Anthony Edwards at the 2 guard.
Okay, that's a good pick.
Dang, that's tough. Wemby got to be in there.
Wemby, okay. Are you having him play the 4 or the 5?
He'll play the 5.
Okay.
Dang, I haven't had that question. My power 4 is gonna be Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant, okay.
Then the 3-man is, that's tough. I will go with Jaylen Brown. And I've never answered that question. That's the first time somebody's ever asked me about building a team with current players right now. So that was difficult. That was a good one.
So you're only 37 right now, so you could still play. I mean, LeBron is still playing at the age of 41. Is there a possibility that we can see you play in Taiwan? Because there's rumors before that you might come and play here. Any chance of that in the future?
You never know. Like, I never like to turn down opportunities. I would like to play at least one more year, whether that be in the NBA or, around the world. Why not come and play in Taiwan, You heard it here first. Any other teams need a point guard, I'm ready. I continue to work out daily. That's just a way of life. It's so routine to get in the gym each and every morning, and my skills are very sharp right now. So if anybody got an opportunity out there, I'm right here.
I can tell you're in good shape.
Yeah.
You look like you're good to go right now.
Right now, tonight. There's a game this weekend. I'm ready to go.
All right. Thanks for taking the time to do this interview with us. Ladies and gentlemen, Isaiah Thomas.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Slow grind.